So, welcome back. Now, I just thought I should show you a screen replacement of the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. This is a replacement screen. Fortunate for me, it comes with a frame that I don't need to transfer components from here to there. Unfortunately, this is a plastic frame, so you just have to, I guess, live with it. Although it seems to have signs of metal inside. Let me scratch a little and we see. Okay, a lot of plastics. I think it's just the screw mounts that have the metal. So anyway, I already tested it. So what remains is me transplanting components from the old frame onto the new frame that holds the new screen. And having said that, so we will begin with these at the front. These are the most essential ones. So let's begin from the left, moving towards the right. So front facing camera. I don't know whether this is the iris scanner that should go right in there. Are they identical? Because I'm having some sort of fitting issue. Seems this is a little wider than where it should go. That's a bit strange. That should not want to fit there. But let me try to brute force it in and see. Perhaps the mount will widen. Alright, so it is gone in right there. Now the next thing is, I tell you pause. So the next thing is that other one. After that, we need to pick the earpiece. The earpiece is a bit tricky. At times I find myself ripping it off, which shouldn't happen because it will only make you have to buy a new earpiece. And I'm looking for a pin to help me with moving it. And the pin is somewhere attached to my multimeter. So that's going to have to transplant that into there. Now you'll pardon my lighting, but I think we have to make do with what we can have available. So this has come out. Alright, so when we're doing this, always do it while comparing it to the source, the original, because usually there are some subtle defects with the replacement frame. So that's the earpiece placed in. The SIM card tray unfortunately stayed while I was removing that. Now that means I need to transplant this right here. Question is, where is my hot air gun? But then another question is, do I really need it? But anyway, let me just try to see if I can still proceed with my pin to help me peel it out. Okay, so we get that. Alright, that's just adhesive. I wonder, I think this is an indicator light system. So that goes. Can it come out? Yes, it is agreed. Alright, I don't know whether the S8 Plus has a front flashlight, if any. I think this is just the proximity sensor and the indicator lights. So that's transplanted. I'm not going to transplant the buttons because the new frame already has it. So we move our way back again to the left, and we need to pick the vibrator. And I'm still going to use this thing of mine to go below it and force it out. Alright, okay, so it has come out. Now where it goes, unfortunately the adhesive that was there has stayed, so I'm going to use the one I use for screen replacement. Press that there, and then next thing is we put it in here. Don't tell me even this don't want to fit in rightly, but we're going to get it to sit there. All right, so it is seated. Now that's that, we're making our way down to this side. There's nothing much to transplant from that side. Oh, okay, this is also aluminium, which is good. Now the next thing is I'm going to have to transplant this, but I'll have to remove these two things. I don't think they are vital there, so I'll pull this right here. And now music is deadly, however low tone it is, it copyrights. For them, they don't joke. Even just 5 seconds of music.
Let's strike the video then.
Yep, and just be like, yo, use someone's music, might as well not get paid. Okay, so we're picking that out. Now I have to unscrew this, unscrew that, and get ready. So pick this out, this goes out, and then the second screw goes out, earphone jack goes out, and then unplug the earphone jack, then pick it out if it does agree to that. Yeah, that has agreed. Okay, that plate we already have it, so no need to transplant that. Now I am going to have to find a way of going under this and gear it so that in case there's an adhesive underneath, it does not get in the way. And this has come out, so that filter is already there. Okay, the metal is there. So I think this was salvaged from another phone and sprayed. I think so, because the level of being identical is a bit very impressive. Very impressive. Okay, so at this rate, I think nothing else remains to be transplanted except for us to now remove these warranty stickers. I don't know, I don't have an issue against them, but I also don't want them occupying space that my board should fit in perfectly, but it looks like they don't want to leave, so that they are not of much consequence. Let me also let them be. Now plug that there and then that there, and bring our earphone jack right in there and plug that in. Now let's bring our screws first for the earphone jack, because this shouldn't be moving to and fro as you plug in the earphone jack itself, and put that screw to hold the charging port so it's able to also resist your pulling and pushing forces. Right, have I aligned it well? Probably no. That means I have to unscrew that and then fiddle with this a little bit, and pull it a bit backwards. Right. Wait. Okay, I think it is sitting well right there. Now I can bring these screws of ours into play. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Anyway, not that that matters. What matters is if you're able to come back and watch our subsequent videos. So I know you may not subscribe, but always be a returning viewer. That is more impressive than you subscribing and not coming back. Now we are going to put the motherboard into place, lift these connectors. Now I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I put those later on after placing the motherboard? But then I guess I could have forgotten them, so maybe it is right, yes, that I put them earlier. So I need these fibers to pass through that groove. right there, right, and also that through that groove. Now it has to come to the top of the motherboard, and then this motherboard should be able to push. No, hope I didn't touch the lens. It's very sad when a clear camera returns being very unclear, and I hate to be the cause. Okay, press that so that this board plugs into that ribbon that comes from the lower daughter board. And now we bring this LCD and plug it into the socket. Having plugged in the LCD, I'll plug in the what would be the coaxial cable for network. I'm not sure whether it's for network, because again, see these other two coaxial cables, I think they just have similar plug-in mechanisms. Alright, that plugged in, and then this plugs in last. So press the front camera module, and I don't know whether this is the so-called iris scanner, if at all it also has. And then that. Okay, I believe this is the point at which I place in the battery and hit the power on. Question is, where have I put the battery? Battery is hiding, but battery will show up. So I'm going to plug in, hit the power button, and let it power on. So it comes on, tells you as 8 plus, powered by Android. So that shows us that the display is fine. Now let it power on such that we can test the touch. But as it does that, I'm tempted to open this up, peel off this, right? So the adhesive that holds the battery is exposed. Okay, I thought this is raised, I was going to rip it out, but again it has also helped me see this piece of glass fragment that found its way in between. Okay, now just bring the battery and sit it in place, and as such, the phone is on. So swipe to unlock. Okay, suppose still booting up. Where? Okay, I want emergency calls. Okay, meanwhile it behaves. Let me be bringing the other pieces into play, such as this, which is the back cover and holds the main motherboard into place, and to screw it down such that the board is touching the frame so that heat can be absorbed from it and dissipated. Right, that goes there, and I like to think this should go there. Why wouldn't this fit in well? Okay, fine, it accepts. Now let me wake it up. I call emergency calls, and you can see that the touch works. So this is the Samsung S8 Plus screen replacement. They are quite expensive, but this lady chose that they will not abandon their phone. I guess they've come a long way with it. Otherwise, if I were the one, I would just make plans for a new phone. But fortunately, this screen was relatively slightly cheaper than how much they would get a used one at used phone at. Okay, the used phone is about 420. The screen is roughly 300, and that in itself, I guess, would justify her changing it, since she doesn't have to go through the trouble of backing up and transferring data of any sort from this device to a new device that they would have acquired. Okay, so alright, there. Okay, I need more screws, of which that leads us to making sure we have put back the fingerprint sensor right there, because it's a nightmare if someone brought it with fingerprint capabilities and all of a sudden there is a big gaping hole in the back glass since you forgot to put the fingerprint. I don't know why it can't come to that, but if it's not impossible, then it's probable. So just make sure you have placed everything in place. I am short by 3 hole screws. So 3 hole screws, where are you? Not in the polythene, but okay, I suppose they've escaped and I have to get where to get substitutes from. So I've gotten one substitute, but before I substitute it, I'll have to first unscrew one so I can cross check where the length is identical to what I've been using. So now, who is going to volunteer? Okay, this one volunteer. So okay, they are equally matched lengthwise, therefore let me get this, and I'm putting it at the most essential of parts, which would be the edge to which adhesive holds, and then I'm going to place a screw there. Now I'm going to shift this to here to sort of balance the distribution of its contribution. And strangely, they just never want to leave, and as such I've had to employ the assistance of my fingernail to move it around. Now that this served its purpose, I'm going to have to get rid of that all over and then use my normal adhesive to bring the two together. Alright, so this is so as to glue the back glass into place, but need to be careful not to be overly generous with my adhesive. You don't want the extruding stuff, doesn't make for a beautiful job. And since impressions are at stake, I might as well do my best at being careful and making this phone as new as they come. Yep, perhaps they get to brag and say, I got a new phone. Away with the old. Alright, I know right now you've listened to me ramble on and off. It's the time to hit the subscribe button as I bring this operation to an end. So the back cover comes in right there. I have the feeling this lady had just actually changed the back cover recently, only for the screen to seek attention too. Didn't want to be left out from the game, so here we are, replacing the screen. We wake it up, we swipe up, we bring the dialer, we dial, and we are good. So this is a new replacement screen without any dots. I tried asking the guys who had those with dots that come from like those used phones, and they were asking for 300, and that didn't seem to be reasonable. Alright, now I am going to do thread therapy on this just to make sure the back is held in place as the phone or adhesive dries. So thanks for watching, see you in the next video. Peace.